Hey, what's up guys, it's MugenLord here, and back again with another video. I think today is going to be an interesting topic. What today I want to talk about is voice acting. Either voice acting in video games, voice acting in anime, because this has been a really like sensitive topic. And what do I mean by sensitive topic? Well, there's always been discussion, or there's been discussion recently, whether or not, you know, you should only voice characters based on your ethnicity and skin color. So if there's a character who's black in a video game or anime, then a black person should be casted as that character and voice that character. And there's been a lot of debate about that, and there's been a lot of decisions companies been making based on that. And now it's starting to make its full effect, and it's starting to bite a lot of people in the ass for those who were advocating for the fact is that, hey, yeah, we should voice, we should cast and hire someone based on their skin color, based on the character that they're supposed to be portraying. So there's a particular YouTuber slash voice actor within the anime space and the YouTube space who pretty much got a taste of his own medicine for pretty much advocating it at one point, and then once it finally happened to him, where he only got casted for being his ethnicity or in voicing a character that fits or somewhere close to his ethnicity, he felt offended or felt some type of way about that. So before we dive into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. Now, this was something that I want to talk about for some time now, because if you guys don't know, I also hire a lot of voice actors and voice actresses for my 3D hentai content that I create. I've been at this for 5 years now, very lucrative, and so I know what goes on within the voice acting community in that space and stuff. And this has also been a topic of discussion, which I will also talk about too, which I find kind of funny when it comes to that, but I digress. So we're going to move on. So who is this actor? Who is this YouTuber that we're referring to? Well, it's this person, or this a YouTuber that goes by the name, or his name is Sungwon Cho. Or people will call him Praz. He's on YouTube. He's been very, known for a lot of sketches that he have on YouTube, and he wound up blowing up real big. He had millions of subscribers, and now he had gotten into voice acting when it comes to anime and even some video games as well. So I don't know what's going on with a lot of these YouTubers and these like content creators, man. It's like social media has just been the worst, man. You look like a lot of people, enjoy their content, they like their content, they look up to them, and then when social media came about, man, it's like it just made it easier for a lot of these YouTubers and a lot of these celebrities and to pretty much make a fool out of themselves. Or you realize that this person is not as cool or as you thought they were, because of the things that they say out of their mouth and the things that they believe in, the opinions, the bad takes and the opinions that they have. So we're going to go move on to Niche Gamer to actually dwell deep into this for a second. So voice actor Sungwon Praz Cho criticized race baiting casting, and it says in the article, the voice actor, better known as Praz, recently posted about how they were only presented the opportunity to read for an Asian character in recent audition. Cho allegedly was auditioning for an upcoming show and was offered only one character to read for who was only Asian character in the cast. He asked his manager about the other characters and was told those characters are drawn as white, so no. Cho tweets on the incident post most of it so you can see it, but we can start with this. He says, I got auditioned for a prominent cartoon where I was sent just the Asian character. Looking through the rest, I told my agent, hey, I'm happy to read this, but can I read for those other characters? To which I was told, no, all those characters are drawn as white, so no. And he said, to add extra insult to injury, the character I got sent was labeled Middle Eastern, Southeast, or Southeast Asian. Because that's all the same, right? You can just lump them all into one. My agent told me that this is just how some major studios are doing things now. And this is the thing. You guys created this. You guys created this specific situation, this social justice, this all-inclusiveness that you guys wanted to just rally behind. And now a lot of these studios are going for it, and now you don't like it. And then he was one of them that was advocating this. So naysayers would go and say, oh, don't you want authentic casting? If your entire main cast is all white and you have one token side character who can apparently just be any type of Asian ever, this is not leveling the playing field. This is not new. For another show recently with a large cast of characters, I was only sent the audition sides for the characters who exclusively speaks Mandarin. I don't speak Mandarin. It's demoralizing, and as much as I love voiceovers, the future looks bleaker every day. To be clear, this was not my agent's decisions. They have sent me plenty of white characters before and have nothing but supportive about it. This is what they were told by the people in charge of the casting of the show. So to continue on with this article, because man, we're going to talk about this. There has been a recent push for voice acting, asking for talents to only accept or even audition for roles matching their race or cultural identity. This time, Cho ran afoul of how some major studios are doing this now. Later in the same thread, Cho elaborated that when there's so few Asians characters, it's not a level playing field. And this is what I'm talking about. I talked about this before. We had a discussion about this before, and if I can find the debate that I had with somebody on Twitter, I'll post it, because I gotta dig through. I gotta go through all my likes and stuff and notifications to find it. But if I do, I'll have it on the side. But this was something that I was debating about before, is because just recently in Bleach, there was a character, I can't remember her name. Only watched Bleach all the way up to the Soul Society where Ichigo had to save Rukia. And after I finished that arc, I just stopped watching it. I just lost interest in it because of all the other fillers that started coming in, and I just didn't care for it. But the character that Ichigo had pretty much learned a few techniques from is this character who looks like a woman of color. She resembles a cat or whatever like that. Can't remember her name. And excuse me, guys. I know you guys are gonna probably roast me in the comment sections right now, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But anyway, just recently they casted a woman of color to voice her, because they casted everybody else back into their original roles when they re-aired, and now they have new episodes of Bleach, and now they brought back majority of the cast except for Chad and this character in particular. And people were upset. They say, hey, why did you bring the original cast back, then all of a sudden you get rid of the original voice actress who voiced this particular character? Instead, they have a woman of color to voice this character. And what's so ignorant about it is that they only casted her for the fact is that she's a woman of color and the character looks black. Now, we have this thing, especially in Japan, just because a character is brown skin and dark skin doesn't technically mean all the time that they're of African American descent or African descent. Some of them are what are they known as? Ganjaros, I believe they call them. They just dark skin, Asian people or whatever like that. And they just assume that, hey, if this person got dark skin, this has to be a black person. So they cast this woman as this character, and people feel some type of way. Then, of course, that, social media tries to turn this into a race issue, but it wasn't a racial issue. It's just people are attached to characters in their voices, and people like who are fans of this voice would much rather have that person return as that voice, especially if there's no issues going on with negotiations. Then why do that? So this is a double fold type of situation, because now what you have here is, and this is the first time I've ever seen something like this, then the voice actress went back and say, hey guys, there's been a change of plans. After they got rid of her, the woman of color who was voicing the character, and they decided to go back with the original voice actress once again. And she goes out and say, well, the studio said they have a change of plans and they wanted to go a new direction, so that they got rid of her. That's the first time I've ever seen something like this. But in my personal opinion, I think because of the backlash, that's when they turned around and got the original voice actress again. But this hurts two people. And what I mean by it hurts two people is because the original person who was she was kindly able to and wanted to go back and voice this character. And then she was kicked out of the opportunity all because of skin color, because she wasn't the right skin color, because she was a white woman and she shouldn't be allowed to voice a brown skinned character or character of color. So they got rid of her and decided to get a person of color to voice a person of color. And what I say is double fold is then they turn around and removed her. Do I think it's right? Now at this point, if you already cast her, then you might as well just leave her or whatever like that. But now it made situations worse because you have people rallying behind her. Then you got the other side rallying behind the original voice actress. And that just causes more problems. And this is where we at. And I said this on Twitter to somebody recently when it came to this specific situation, because I was saying that one person said that, hey, no, you know, they should cast a person of color to voice people of color. It's only right, this, that, and the other. And I said, no. I said, if we're going to play this game, and you have to understand what the precedents that you're setting up here, the narrative that you're setting up here, because we're going down a dangerous road. And it's always when it comes to color, sexual identity, and everything when it comes to these social aspects. When you allow one thing, then you're going to open the floodgates for something else. It always happens this way. That's why it's dangerous. So I told the person, I said, no, this isn't right. This isn't the right path that we should go to. Is because voice acting is called voice acting for a reason. You should be able to allow, no matter what color you are, if you have the skill or talent to voice this particular character, no matter what ethnicity you are, if you're able to pull it off, then why not? It's called acting, and I don't see an issue with that. Now, the problem is when it comes to this, I said to the person, I said, if we're going to go down to this narrative that only black people or people of color should voice people of color, then we're going to have a problem here. Because guess what? You're going to put more people of color out of roles. Because just like this situation here, when you look at a lot of anime characters, even though that we know anime characters are mostly Japanese, but a lot of them can pass as white. So if we're only going to stick to only certain people should voice characters based on their skin color and ethnicity, then guess what? A lot of people of color going to be out of voice acting roles, is because a lot of these characters in anime can pass as white because of skin color. If you only look at skin color, because that's why we have this, for some reason we have this obsession about race and skin color now. So if you're going to go by that, what you see the situation right here where Prods couldn't get the role or couldn't read the roles, is because all the characters look white. You see the dangerous game we're playing here? So if all the cast members can pass as white and look as white, then a lot of people of color is going to be put out of roles when we go down this route. So we shouldn't do that. If you have the voice, you have the skill, you have the talent, I don't care. You should be able to voice any character you want. We shouldn't eliminate or limit choices of voice acting based on skin color. It's just wrong. Flat out wrong. And another thing I also want to mention too, and I want to talk about, I want to reflect and bring back to you guys, like I told you before, I'm a 3D hentai animator. I write stories for a lot of my 3D hentai stuff or whatever, and I cast a lot of voice actors and voice actresses. Now, there's one voice actor friend of mine. Me and him became really, really cool. And he always keeps me in the loop what's going on in the industry. And the thing is, the voice acting community, there's a lot of drama in the voice acting community, which I really want no parts of. I just sit back and just allow this to go on back and forth. Because now we have going super woke. A lot of these voice actors and actresses in the community is super SJWs. And they're fighting each other when it comes to this. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because there was a particular voice actor that I became cool with. We still friends. We talk with each other. We chat with each other. We talk on Telegram. We even talk on Discord. And he does a lot of voice work for my projects and stuff. And he will be voicing one of my characters as well in one of my comic books when we start doing some voice acting for that. So stay tuned. Well, anyway, so he starts screenshotting because he got invited into this voice acting Discord. Now, this voice acting Discord was ran by like 5 of these female voice actresses within the hentai community. They're very, very big. They're really, really big and powerful in the community. Everybody knows them. Everybody likes them. Well, they have pretty much created a community to bring in voice actors and voice actresses. And what they do is they scout out and look for jobs, and then they pretty much refer these of contractors and stuff like that to these voice actors and actresses, for roles and stuff like that. So then we got into then my voice actor friend had gotten into a situation. Is because the 5 female leaders of the Discord, they had decided and they came up with a rule saying that, hey, if we want to give people of color priority when it comes to getting voice acting roles or whatever like that, right? So he was saying that, we know it's hard for people of color to get opportunities. So what we're going to do is any of these roles that come in, we'll give people of color first dibs. Now, on top of that, they said also, if the role happened to if the character for the role, if the character happens to be a person of color, then I believe that we should give the person of color, or if the person is gay or whatever, or trans or whatever like that, then they should have first dibs to be casted as the character. So my voice acting friend was like, whoa, wait a minute. He said, wait a minute, like, whoa. He said, isn't that kind of like racist, or like what's going on here? Because if I'm qualified, or if I can fit the role, then why should a person get dibs over top of me simply because they look simply because of their skin color? So when he asked about that, the whole community pretty much started attacking him. They started calling him a bigot, straight white male this, straight white male that, and all this other type of stuff. So a whole argument broke out, and he sent me all the screen captures and stuff of all the situation that was going down in the chat when it came to that or whatever. And I was like, oh wow, this is crazy or whatever. So then they end up pretty much removing him out of the group that they had because of his opinion, because he was saying that wasn't fair, because that's what was going on. A lot of people of color started getting roles in first dibs and priority based on their skin color and stuff, and he didn't see that was fair, but they called him a bigot for that. So not too long after that, what these ladies did was they created another group. This other group that they created was only for females. Now they separating the females. A lot of like it's a safe space for women. So the thing is, what's so disrespectful about it is now you create another group for only women to go to because you wanted to be a safe space for women. So what are you saying about your male voice actors? What, they're predators? That they're dangerous? That the female voice actors don't feel safe around them? Now that you're creating a group to separate the females from the males, so then that caused the issue. But the biggest thing that destroyed the whole Discord was when it came to the trans community, because what happened was a trans woman wanted to join the group, and once that happened for the female voice actors, when the trans woman tried to get into the group, the leaders of that group was like, no, you're not a biological woman. And then that trans woman went out there and screen captured and put out in the entire community and started calling them transphobic, and it destroyed the whole Discord pretty much. And that's the moral of the story. We're going down a dangerous path when it comes to this. We need to stop focusing on color, because we're more than just color. Like, humans are more nuanced than that. There's a lot going on, when it comes to the human experience, rather than their skin color or what their sexual preference or whatever their identity is. We need to stop focusing on that, because the more and more we focus on that, all it's going to do is bring more divide amongst one another, where we only going to start seeing each other based on our skin color, and this shouldn't be the case. You should be just a person. Yes, you have a different skin tone than anybody else, but why does that matter when it comes to you as an individual? Why? And this is the problem. We need to get off of this, because a lot of these people, and it's sad, is that a lot of people that's pushing these narratives are people who don't have really not much control over their life at all, and they're pretty much victims of their own life, and they make a lot of bad, poor decisions in their life, and they need an answer, they need a reason, they need an escape, or they need an excuse to why things aren't going well in their life. And their color is a good way to escape their problems and stuff, and say, hey, the reason why things are not working for me, or the reason why the problems of the world and things are not going my way, because it has to be my skin color. And this is the wrong type of mentality to have. This victimhood mentality has to go. And it seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse. This is not doing good, for society, and this is not going to do good for future generations. We have to get back to normalcy again. We have to get back to just, being defined just by your character rather than your skin color. I just never seen this before. Me growing up, I never thought about color like that. I never did. Yes, I'm a black man, but I never thought about color. I just knew that, I'm me. I'm a black man, or yes, I'm an African American, or whatever. I'm still me. And I'm able to do and accomplish anything I want. No one can stop me. The only person that can stop me is myself. It's just based on the decisions that you make in your life, and the people that you keep around in your circle, and the support system that you have, or whatever like that. But we have to get out of this. We really do, because this is not doing good at all. But that pretty much wraps this up. I think this is a pretty interesting topic. I wanted to talk about this for some time. I just think it's stupid. You have so many great voice actors out there who are black, who voice characters who wasn't black, and vice versa. And they've done a really, really good job. And I don't see what the issue is, and I don't know why we should make it an issue now. You know? So if you like the video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for more gaming content and social, cultural war topics like this. In future videos, this is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.
YouTube.com/MugenLord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.